They were the most gifted men and women of their age, powerful, passionate, and unyielding. For more than 1,000 years, they ruled the Western world, conquering enemies, building opulent cities, and living lives of decadent grandeur. The Roman Empire has long captured the fantasies of the modern world. Hollywood has recreated Rome's pagan palaces and public revelry. Its cruel and cunning conquests. The real Roman Empire could never be duplicated again. The ancient civilization stretched across 3 continents, from Britain down to North Africa, across Western Europe to parts of Asia, the Middle East, and beyond. It was an empire that set the standard for architecture, law, and military might. But it was the Roman people themselves, from countless countries and cultures, who personified the power and glory of the once thriving empire. The origins of this lost civilization are steeped in myth and legend. Most Romans believed their ancestry began along the banks of the Tiber River, in a region now known as Italy.
Italy is on a boot-shaped peninsula in southern Europe along the Mediterranean Sea. It's bordered by France, Slovenia, Austria, and Switzerland, and the Ligurian, Tyrrhenian, Ionian, and Adriatic Seas. Italy also surrounds the independent state of Vatican City and the tiny republic of San Marino. The city of Rome is in the middle of Italy. Rome is Italy's capital and its largest city. Rome is an ancient city and one of the great symbols of European civilization. From its humble beginnings as a collection of farms along the banks of the Tiber River, the city of Rome grew into one of the world's greatest empires.
Most of what we know about the birth of Rome comes from the work of one man, one of Rome's greatest historians, Livy. He lived in the reign of the Emperor Augustus, over 700 years after the city was founded. The glory of Rome was at its height, but Romans were already haunted by the specter of decline. Livy set out to write a brief history of early Rome, celebrating its glories and virtues, propaganda for the reforms of Augustus. What he had to go on were stories handed down over the centuries. They were a mixture of fact and legend.
I, for one, am looking forward to absorbing myself in antiquity, because I am so deeply tired of the modern world and all the troubles which torment it. Livy.
He believed Rome's mythological beginnings would reveal the stories of heroism and nobility Romans needed to hear. Legends told that Rome was founded by Romulus and Remus, twins who were cast into the wilderness to die. But the boys were said to be saved by a she-wolf who suckled them. They grew up like savages in the woods. When they returned to found the city of Rome, they were filled with the simple, ferocious spirit of their wolf mother. According to legend, Romulus and Remus then led their people to the bend in the river Tiber where she found them. There Rome was born. The year was 753 BC. But hardly had they founded the city than the two brothers quarreled over who should be king. It was left to the augurs to decide. Augurs were the priests of early Rome who divined the will of the gods. They studied the movements of birds, the weather, the entrails of sheep before making their pronouncements, known as the auguries. The augurs placed each brother on a hilltop, then waited. When birds flocked over Romulus, they knew he would be the first king of Rome. But Remus refused the augury, and the brothers fought. Romulus killed him. The first king of Rome, suckled by a wolf, bathed in his brother's blood, walked away furious and triumphant. It was a fitting augury for the bloodshed and strife that lay ahead.
In ancient times, Italy was a region of great cultural diversity. Various tribes, such as the Greeks, Sabines, and Latins, eventually melded together to become one race of people, the Romans. The early Romans lived in small communities which grew into city-states. Most of these primitive people lived together in these surviving grass huts and were ruled by kings from the wealthiest families. But 50 years after Romulus founded his city, a growing tribe of people conquered the fractured communities and became the ruling monarchy. These were the Etruscans. The Etruscans were sophisticated people who created exquisite paintings and pottery. They also built elaborate burial tombs, for they believed in eternal life after death. But the Etruscans were also brutal rulers who rained terror upon the other Roman people. In 509 BC, after over 200 years of hostile oppression, a group of Roman aristocrats ousted the Etruscan monarchy. In its place, they created a new government, the Roman Republic, a republic that would grow beyond anyone's wildest dreams. It was the dawn of a new era. Gone were the days of tyrannical kings. The power was no longer in the hands of one person. The new government was run by two councils. These magistrates shared power over the republic by making laws and overseeing legal cases.